Yeah. All
Oh my
right. So here we are.
goodness.
We're live again, Fane, and this
Yes.
is the Jen and Fane show. And what's the date today? Oh yeah, there's kids in the background. So it's Friday, June the 4th,
June 4th.
2021, and we are joining you guys live. So welcome,
Yes.
welcome
Welcome,
everybody.
everybody.
All right, so today we were talking, oh my God, where's our board? Here it is. So episode 6. So today
Yes.
we're going to talk about should I sell my house and 6 questions to ask before you sell. And this is a great topic because, there's a lot of people that are questioning today whether or not they should put their home on the market, considering life circumstances, financial circumstances. Do we have enough? Do we have an opportunity to do this? Costs of selling, ability to afford a new home,
Mhm.
all those kinds of things, right? So besides local housing market info and seasonal trends that can impact home sellers' goals, there are some important questions to ask yourself. So Fane and I are going to cover those questions today. So I'll let you take it away, Fane. What's the first thing that they should be
Absolutely.
considering?
Yeah. So I think it's, first and foremost, is it the right situation? I think that this is almost like a good assessment in order to figure out and determine whether or not it makes sense for you to make that move right now. And the very first thing you should be doing is finding out how much your home is worth. Because
And how do
ultimately,
how do we do that, Fane? If I'm a homeowner, how
yeah.
do I find out how much my home is worth?
Absolutely. That's a great question because a lot of people are still, looking at their tax assessments and they think that that's going to be their market value. Their tax value is their market value. And that's a huge misconception.
For property taxes, you mean? The assessed value that comes in for property tax
Property
purposes.
taxes.
Okay.
Yes, sorry. Yes, thank you for clarifying. Yeah. But the best way to get a current market value analysis evaluation of your home is to call a realtor and have them come in.
Right.
Somebody
That's it.
who knows the area, and yeah, have a realtor come in. Typically the realtors are happy to do these at no cost, and I think that that is a huge misconception that people have as well. They think it costs money to have a home evaluation done, and that's not really the case. Sometimes people have 2 or 3 evaluations done with 2 or 3 different realtors just to get different opinions, and it's almost like a job interview, right? Not only do you get to meet a potential realtor that's going to be selling your home and hopefully helping you buy your home as well, but it will also give you a few different perspectives on different personality types of realtors, because let's face it, every realtor is different, and a few different opinions of value as well. I think
Now, I do want to add to that though, that if somebody is looking at a value for certain purposes, then there's other avenues for that. So our values and our presentations on market value are more for the purpose and intent of listing your home.
yes.
So if you're looking to refinance your home, if you're looking, if you're getting separated or divorced and you're looking for value for division of assets, or you're looking for an opportunity to buy out the other partner, and then an appraiser would be a more appropriate route for that, not a realtor. And I know that I've heard from people, potential sellers, that they're being advised to get 3 opinions on value, but that's for all these other purposes that are not relevant to us, because our role is more when we're assessing value or presenting value on a property, then it is more for the purpose of an intent of listing your home, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, and that's just it, right? I mean, when we're looking at, assessing the situation to see if it is the right time to sell, that's essentially what we're looking for. Yeah. But no, I agree 100%. If you're looking to refinance or doing anything, that is a little more behind the scenes, then yeah, absolutely. That's where, most lenders and lawyers are going to want a third party appraisal company as well. But that's a very good point. Um,
Yeah. So the next thing that we need to talk about is sometimes sellers will ask themselves, do I have enough equity to sell my home? right?
Very good
So
question. Yes.
yeah, so typically you want to have enough equity in your home to pay off your mortgage, or at least be able to port that mortgage, cover your costs for selling and
Mhm.
your costs for moving, right? So most people, especially if you've owned a home for any period of time and you haven't over leveraged that property by refinancing it over the years and taken out most of that equity to pay off debts or whatever else you might have done with it, then most people do have substantial equity in their homes. It's not really an issue, but yeah, that's something that So you might ask yourself, well, what is home equity, right? So it's the percentage of your home that you truly own. So based on the value of your home minus all the debts against that. Then what you have left, right, is what that is.
Yeah, and I think also, calculating what you're going to need for a down payment on your purchase as well. And here in British Columbia, I'm not sure if you guys have the same thing, but we have something that's called property transfer tax. So every time you purchase a home, there's a certain percentage of a tax, which can add up quite a bit to thousands of dollars every time you do purchase a home. And that's something that you're also going to have to take into consideration when determining your equity as well. And also mortgage penalties. That seems to be a little hidden cost in there that can sometimes be overlooked.
Right. So that covers point number 3, right? On how much will it cost to sell my home. So you're going to have real estate commissions. You're going to have the closing costs typically on a sale here in Ontario, and probably the same for you because you're talking about property transfer taxes on a purchase. But on a sale, you're going to have real estate commissions plus the applicable HST, plus you're going to have lawyers' fees.
Yep.
And any mortgage penalty fees. So again, we can't calculate the mortgage penalty fees. That's something that you have to obtain from your lender, whoever your banking is through. But certainly keep in mind that when you're having that discussion, that you can discuss with that lender about being able to port that mortgage, or is it better to pay that penalty, get a new mortgage at better rates, all those kinds of things, right?
Absolutely.
And then on the purchase end, that's where taking into consideration exactly what you said, Fain, that, you're going to have PST on the purchase, right? Which is usually very minimal, but you're going to have lawyers' fees. You're not going to have real estate fees in most cases because those are already covered through the seller when
Yep.
they're selling. They're offering out a commission to the realtor to bring a buyer. What else have we got on there? So land transfer taxes.
Land transfer. Yeah, exactly. Yep. And also the adjustment costs for property taxes as well too for the year.
Yeah,
And
or any other adjustments. Could be oil tanks or
absolutely, yeah,
propane tanks,
absolutely. Yep.
things. So I always like to say, put a little bit extra aside
Yeah.
for that. So that was a great point. I think that was
And
really
also
good to bring that up.
in a downward market, I find that these questions hold these questions are very important questions to ask. The first 3 that we've covered in a downward market. I mean, obviously, as we're going into an upward market, your home is gaining, as prices are rising so quickly, like they have been, obviously your value is going to be a lot higher. But, there are markets where we see prices decreasing. And for somebody who hasn't been in their home for that long, that's a really important question to ask. Do I have the equity and how much is it going to cost, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
Yeah,
So I'll let you cover point number 4.
absolutely. How long will it take to sell my home? Such a great
Yeah.
question. Yeah. So typically when, as your realtor does the research for you, what we typically do is we look at other similar homes which are listed on the market and also recent sales. And we can actually see how many days on market they've been listed. We can also pull property history and see how many times they've been relisted, if that's the case. So usually by, looking at previous trends and similar home sales, and, that really does give us a good indication of roughly how long it will take to sell your home. And of course it has to be in, it has to be in a similar market condition when we're comparing, the other sales, of course. But yeah, based on trends and activity, we can usually determine a pretty good time frame for how long we can anticipate your home will be for sale.
So I also want to add, like here in Durham Region, on our Toronto Real Estate Board or Durham Region Real Estate Board, we can access information that gives us an average for all the areas across Durham Region, or Toronto or Northumberland County. I have access to all of that info. So then I like to pull that out. So if I'm working with a client in a certain area, like Bowmanville or Oshawa or Newcastle or any of those areas that I cover, then I want to be able to say to the seller, okay, here's some stats, here's some real hard facts on, based on the number of homes that have sold in a certain period of time, here's what the average number of days are. And certainly, there's variances in the marketplace and
Yeah.
from one marketplace to another in terms of how quickly that will sell, right? And obviously, as realtors, we have no way to know for sure exactly how long it will actually take. So, we can't confirm that with our crystal balls or anything like that.
If only we had those crystal balls. Oh my goodness.
Right? So
Yeah, and we have similar stat programs that do provide us with those. And I find here in the Fraser Valley where I'm located is that every little pocket is so different. So, oftentimes I look at the stats and I think, okay, well, these are so broad and they don't really necessarily dig into the bones of every particular property type. So we have to go
yeah.
a little, one step farther to kind of really pull the accurate stats. But yeah, that's essentially what we do. That's the process. We look at what certain trends are happening in similar market conditions and similar properties.
Right. So a fifth question that a seller might ask themselves is, should I make repairs? So, as a seller,
Question.
yeah, right. So, again, you're not required to make repairs unless but if there's any major issues with a home, then certainly that's something you're going to want to disclose to a buyer. And,
Yeah.
that would be through your realtor.
Mhm.
And, because we don't want to have any, backlash on that. So,
Mhm.
but certainly minor repairs or painting a home or, staging a home, all those kinds of things are not requirements. They're just suggestions or recommendations. And yeah, so, one of the advantages to actually making the repairs, I would say, is that, it's going to give buyers more confidence to buy that home.
Yeah.
And also too, depending on the type of buyer for your home, they may not have the funds readily available to do that.
That's a great point. Yes. And I find that if the list of fix-its are too
Yes.
long, then
Yeah.
newer buyers or, shaky buyers or, not experienced homeowners, and I say experienced as in, fix-its and, being savvy with home repairs, that
Yeah.
potentially could scare people off. And I think also, really, if a home needs a lot of work, that the price is going to have to be reflective of that. And even if you do price it
Yeah.
with that in mind,
Yeah.
people will still want to deduct those items off of your already previously lower price listing. I find that does happen quite a bit as well too.
All
So I
right.
mean, I think it's, assessing your personal wherewithal, how much energy you have, how much time you have, what's your strategy. I think as long as you plan out a good listing and selling strategy with your realtor, that's the key, right?
Hey,
Yeah.
Fane, the French fries are beeping. So
Oh
we
my
got like
gosh.
1 minute. We got to
That's
cover
right.
point
Okay.
number 6 here. So I got French fries cooking in the oven here for
How should
lunch.
the most important question, how should I sell my home?
Yes, it is. So
Get
hire
a
Fane
realtor.
Grant if you're looking to sell in Abbotsford, BC, and hire Jennifer Foley Realtor if you're looking to sell your home in the region of Durham or Durham region and Northumberland County. So that would be Oshawa, Whitby, Bowmanville, Newcastle, Port Hope, Coburg area. We'd be
Yes.
more than happy to help you. But in all
Abbotsford,
seriousness,
Chilliwack, Mission, Maple Ridge, surrounding areas in British Columbia here, Fraser Valley, Metro Vancouver. Yes, thank you so much. Okay, go get your French fries and we'll see everybody next Friday.
all right. Okay, thanks. See you then.
Bye.